Due diligence isn't just a checklist. It's the difference between a gold mine and a money pit. Here's what you need to check before you buy. Drainage issues or old pavement might sound minor, but they can cost you six figures. And it's a lot of investors don't even check for these types of things. If you want to avoid losing thousands on your self-storage investment, then stick all the way to the end of this video. I see investors making the same mistakes over and over again, and it's costing them big time. So you got to pay attention because this can save you tens of thousands of dollars, if not hundreds. So mistake number one, taking the rent roll at face value. The rent roll might look solid, but here's what no one tells you. What's on paper isn't always the real revenue. Some managers rent out units under the table, meaning those occupied units might not be generating any actual income. The only way to know for sure is to walk the property yourself, cross-reference every unit with the physical locks, and verify payments through the management system and or bank accounts. If a unit says it's occupied but isn't generating rent, you got a phantom income and you could be buying a facility making way less than advertised. Mistake number two, blindly trusting the property condition reports. A report might say the roof is in great shape, but unless you physically inspect it, you won't know what's really going on. And I'm not personally physically getting up on the roof. I get a guy with a drone to go take photos of it and really close up to see what's actually going on with the roofs. And although the property inspection guy might go to the property, I've been with them sometimes and they just get on the roof and they look and they're like, oh, it looks good. No, I have like a roofer actually go out and check the roof. So I'll hire these guys for the property inspection report, but I actually hire a roofer to give me real reports. But these guys with the property inspection reports, I've seen them miss leaks, rust, patch jobs, and drainage problems that can turn into massive repairs that you don't want to see after closing. You need a third-party roofing expert to walk every inch of this roof. So look for standing water, bubbling under the seams, and any signs of a quick patch job. A bad roof isn't just an expense. It can wipe out your entire first-year profits.
Listen, if you're serious about getting into self-storage but don't want to make expensive rookie mistakes, I've got something that'll shortcut your success. Most investors dive into self-storage alone, trying to figure it all out by themselves by watching YouTube videos, reading blogs, or guessing their way through these deals. And watching videos like these are great to get started, but guess what? There's so much more than just finding properties and making sure it doesn't need any significant repairs. And that's exactly why most people fail or overpay for bad facilities. That's why I created the Self-Storage Creators Community, a private group where I personally guide you through buying, running, and scaling storage facilities. Inside, you'll get real deal breakdowns, see exactly how I structure deals. You'll get live Q&As, you'll get your questions answered directly by me, a network of self-storage investors so you can partner on deals and learn from people actually doing this. A step-by-step training so you don't have to figure it all out alone. But there's something that nobody else is doing. If you had a deal, I will help you not only underwrite it and make sure it's a good deal, I'll hop on the phone with the sellers and negotiate the deal for you. This isn't just another course. It's a community of real investors closing real deals and making serious money in self-storage. So if you want to skip the trial and error and actually start buying cash flowing self-storage facilities, click the link in the description below and join Self-Storage Creators Community now. Spots are limited, so don't wait.
Mistake number three, underestimating utilities or like energy costs. So if you've got climate control units, insulation, energy efficiency matters. Poor insulation means like the cooling and heating costs will eat up your margins fast. And here's something most investors never check. Are the tenants plugging in appliances or TVs or something like that? I've seen people living in these storage units, as you may have seen my videos, using extension cords to power heaters, refrigerators, TVs. Not only does this run up your utility bills, but it also causes a legal nightmare. So you always want to check for unauthorized electrical usage before buying. I've seen facilities without climate control that have large utility bills, and I always check to see what's going on with that property if somebody's living in the property, because there shouldn't be those large spikes in utilities unless someone's illegally using them. So a lot of things we do is cap off all the outlets on the outside of the properties once we take ownership to make sure there's no illegal usage of the utilities. Mistake number four, ignoring drainage and grading issues. So water damage is one of the most expensive problems in self-storage. If the grading is bad and water pools at the doors, at the storage units, or seeps inside, it can ruin the tenant's belongings. You do not want to be the one dealing with flooded units and these lawsuits. Like worst case, you have to rip out and redo all the asphalt, which could cost 6 figures. So here's how to check. You want to visit the site after a heavy rain, or have somebody go visit the property and see where the water flows. If it's pooling near the doors, you want to walk away or factor in major repair costs, which if you're doing this properly during due diligence, you can ask the seller for a reduction, because these are real things you have to fix. We don't really like to retrade properties, meaning ask for discounts for no reason. We build evidence during our due diligence of the income is incorrect because you're showing that all these units are rented, but your income doesn't match your rent roll based on the bank accounts. Or going with the drainage, you see that water is pooling in these directions of the units, or the asphalt is sloping in that direction and the water runs towards the units instead of away from the units, as they should do properly. So these are things that you're going to need to repair, otherwise you're going to be stuck with these issues. So you build your evidence during your due diligence, and then you will have to approach the seller again and work towards a reduction to move the deal forward. And a lot of times, obviously, sellers will not always be happy with you coming back trying to get a reduction on the property. But if you have built up the evidence and you have reports and the evidence showing that these changes to the income are incorrect, or these repairs are needed to run the property smoothly and not have future issues, it is easier to get these reductions, and they can be significant. We just got a $400,000 reduction on a property we're buying here in a couple of weeks, and it was because our due diligence was performed correctly. We did a financial audit, seeing that these income that we were originally told was not going to be accurate. So we had to redo our numbers, and we were able to get a $400,000 discount instead of it costing us $400,000 in the future. Mistake number 5, not doing real market research. Even if the facility looks great, if the market sucks, you're screwed. Before you buy, you want to make sure to check all the competitors' pricing. You want to make sure your prices are hopefully lower and you can raise them up to market, or you want to know if you're the leader in the market. You want to check occupancy levels, and the only way to really check that is by calling every facility and get an idea of how much availability they have. And we do that either by secret shopping or by just having a regular conversation and letting them know that we're coming to the market, trying to get a better idea of what's going on. This will also tell you about the demand in the marketplace. So are people actually looking for storage in this area? If your facility isn't competitive, you'll struggle to raise rents or fill units. So don't just rely on broker projections. You got to do your own research. A lot of investors rush due diligence and lose thousands. Don't be one of those people. If you want to learn how to buy self-storage facilities the right way, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of these videos. See you guys in the next one.